All right, let's jump right in with a super weird idea. What if some things are impossible to touch? Not because they're far away or, not even real, but for a much stranger reason. What if they're simply too heavy?
I know. That question just doesn't quite click, does it? It feels like a total paradox, because how in the world can something be too heavy to touch?
And look, when I say that, your brain probably jumps to stuff like the sun or the crushing pressure at the bottom of the ocean. But nope, that's not what we're getting at here. It's not even in the same ballpark.
And this is really the heart of the puzzle. I mean, heaviness, density, that's the very thing that makes something feel solid and real to us. It's what makes stuff feel touchable in the first place. So, what the heck is going on?
Okay, so to get our heads around this, we actually have to take a step back from physics for a second. We need to look at us, at how we humans perceive the world. We've got to break down what the word touch even means.
The real key here is to realize that our senses are not these perfect, crystal clear windows into reality. They all have limits built right in. Your eyes can't see radio waves. Your ears can't hear a bat's high-pitched squeak. And, well, guess what? Your sense of touch is exactly the same. It's got limits too.
And this brings us to the big clue, the thing that's going to help us unpack this whole paradox. It's a concept called the threshold principle.
So what's a sensory threshold? It's pretty simple, really. Just think of it as the operating range for each of your senses. You've got a minimum setting, right? Anything below that is just too faint to register. But, and this is the crucial part, there's also a maximum setting. And if you go past that, your sense just gets totally overwhelmed.
Hearing is the perfect way to understand this. On one end of the spectrum, you've got a whisper that's so faint it's below your hearing threshold. It's just not there for you. But on the other end, you have a jet engine that's so loud it's not even really sound at that point, is it? It's just a painful blast of noise. See? At both extremes, perception completely breaks down.
And this leads us to this really cool kind of poetic rule. Too little of something is imperceptible, and way too much of it is also imperceptible. The end result at both extremes can look exactly the same, like there's nothing there at all.
Okay, so let's grab that idea and bring it right back to where we started, back to our original mystery about touch and the whole spectrum of density.
Let's start with the low end. Easy one. Think about the air all around you right now. Its density is so low, so far below your touch threshold that you just pass right through it. You don't feel a thing. It's untouchable, pure and simple, because it's too light. And here we go. This is the big moment. If being too light makes something untouchable, what if the exact same logic applies to the other end of the scale? What if something could be so unbelievably mind-bogglingly heavy, so dense, that it pushes past the upper threshold of our senses?
Now this whole train of thought, it's not just some fun little philosophical game. No, it actually leads us straight to a really profound and honestly provocative new way to think about one of the biggest mysteries in all of science, dark matter.
You know, for decades, the search for dark matter has pretty much followed a few core ideas. The main theories say it's made of these super light, kind of ghost-like particles. And the reason we can't touch it or see it, well, it's because it just barely interacts with regular stuff, like us.
But what if this threshold principle points to something totally different, a really radical alternative? What if we've had this whole thing completely backwards?
Think about it. What if dark matter is everywhere? But the reason we can't feel it isn't because it's too light and ghostly, but because it is too heavy. So incredibly, ridiculously dense that our very ability to interact with it is just overloaded, pushed way past its max setting. Now, let's be super clear about what we're saying here. This is not some proven, settled science. Not at all. This is all about looking at the problem from a totally new perspective.
Really, what this is a thought experiment. It's a way to shake things up, to challenge our most fundamental assumptions about what reality is and what it even means to be able to touch something.
And that leaves us with this final, kind of wild question to chew on. For so long, we've been hunting for something ghost-like and faint. But maybe, just maybe, the universe's biggest mystery is hiding from us for the exact opposite reason. Is it untouchable because it's too light, or because it's just too darn heavy? Definitely something to think about.